Hello, everybody. Yes, we are here, ready to go. Some comments in the chat about all of my pre-show setup. We'll get to that in a little bit. Boy, this looks a little herky-jerky to me. So I'm going to bring Jason on, and then we're going to do the AVD, whatever all that stuff is, chat. So here's the Zoom button, and I have to unmute Jason. There we go. Hi, Jason. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm not too bad. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So let's get the show business on out of the way first. So here's watch AVDWCG, something like that. I needed feedback from the chat. Can you hear us okay? Can you see us okay? And is the DVR working? And Jason, could you go ahead and say a few more words so they can judge how you sound?
Hey guys, glad I was able to make it back another day. So I don't know what else to say here, but here we go.
Okay, I think that'll probably do it. And then CG is for me to check my CPU showing 57%, and it's stuck on that. That's not a good sign. So then I'm gonna close down Google Earth and close down the startup show start timer. And my CPU is still stuck at 57%. 52, 44, 41, 39, 41, 39. Those are more comfortable. Those are kind of okay. So, but I'm not seeing any response well, there's a little bit of chat. Okay, yes, on this screen I see some responses from chat. This screen isn't. Oh, it's scrolled wrong. All right, so we'll check here. Audio, video, good. Oh, yeah, Blackwatch checked the rest of this stuff. AFWL, HPF, HFMO. He got all of that checked, so I guess we're good on all of that. Ken has DVR question. Mark, are you saying DVR is not working? Ken, it's turned on. DVR, for those who don't know, means that you can scrub backwards on the video and rewatch something that you want to see what we said wrong or something. Refresh, fix the DVR. Oh, that's right. If somebody gets into the show early and before I turn the DVR on, then they'll have to refresh their web page. So yep, we got DVR working. Looks like we're all good. 42%, 43. Okay, all that business out of the way. Jason, what's going on? How are you doing? Tell us about what's been going on as far as your business pursuit. And I guess I should be kind of summarizing once in a while, because some people will be watching this video after the fact, not really know what's going on here. You're Jason Laster in Tazewell, Tennessee, starting an IT business on the side, or PC support business, and kind of finding your way about that. So go ahead, tell us what's going on.
Well, so far it seems more like it's been more of a PC upgrade type deal that I've been doing. That seems what I'm getting the most hits on, instead of more like just an overall figuring out what's wrong with something, which I've been having to do some of that too. But it's been more of, hey, are you able to make things better? And that's kind of just what most people are getting at with me so far. So, but yesterday I had well, first, I'm going to start with this. My dad's always been telling me for a while how nice it'd be to have a CD drive put in his new PC that I built for him. And I got to thinking, it's like, well, I have a couple of them that I'm not using. So I decided I'd go over there yesterday and put one in for him. So I actually ended up doing a few things with it. I went and put in a CD, DVD drive in it, put a graphics card in it, and also swapped the PCU out with another one, because we had ran into connection issue for the graphics card. It takes a 6-pin connection for power, and well, the PSU you had didn't have that connection. So I had a PSU on hand to take care of that. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. Really, I mean, I did a video and everything, so I could put it on my channel. But
Huh?
yeah, I did some test runs with it before and after, so we can kind of see what the differences was made with not only having a CD drive but having a dedicated card and an upgraded PSU to go with it all, because
Okay.
more parts were added.
Okay.
So it actually worked. Actually ended up overall it performing a lot better than what it did before. So that's
Good.
what I did yesterday.
And you said that was your dad's computer?
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
had it's actually one that I put together for him.
Okay.
The only thing he picked out really was the case because he liked it. Like, you can pick out the rest. Okay. So
All right. All right.
so
Okay, let's go say hello to some people in chat. I don't think you actually have the YouTube live broadcast in front of you, do you?
no, not today. I don't.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll just be able to read it to you here for you. Let's see. So we got going back up here to the top. Let's see. Darren Gilholm again, first down on the board for 9:42 a.m. For my 10 o'clock start time. So hi Darren and Ken and hello's here. Blackwatch and Blackwatch, I'm checking on my pre-show prep. So he's asking about my makeup routine and wardrobe, and then Ada saying hi and chit chat between people, saying hello to each other, and Ada's pointing out that lashes are hard to put on, even harder to take out. Let's see. I think somebody else. I think that was the first about lashes, and Ada saying hello directly to me. Just kidding. Greetings from the middle of the Caribbean. Ada, I don't think you're on the Google Earth pre-show. If you'd like to be on that Google Earth map, just send me an email, DougBetts@LiveWindowsTraining.com, and give me some kind of specific location that I can put on there. Be happy to have you on there. Same pre-show to Dink as usual, and I'm not sure what that is a reference to. Watch business usual, coffee black, no sugar. Let's see, teetotalers, Hard Rock Cafe. Doug, you're on standby. Spit out the gum, Doug. Damn it! I'll give you one guess who said that. Ready or not, here we go. My feet just moved. That's from Blackwatch again. I think that's when the show. Oh, that's when the pre-show started. Saying his feet just moved. I'm now TWA, only the Earth, not me. What? I am okay now. TWA, only the Earth, not me. Phew. Oh, probably the Earth moving and not him. Jason, no time for the can now. Watch a globe tour. Going live 39 seconds. And this is all the letters about the pre-checks. DVR, refresh DVR. Okay. Bunch of hellos and chit chat and conversation, basically. Blackwatch telling Ken to sit up straight this time, and late again, catching up in DVR mode from Jim. And Ada is in the pre-show. Okay, my mistake. Not Carib, no, not Caribbean. Doug pronounced Caribbean. So I was saying it Caribbean, I think. So she must be referring to Caribbean. It would be the correct pronunciation. Oh, that's from Blackwatch. That's not from Ada. Caribbean, potatoes. All right. So you made a comment as you were talking there about people asking you to improve things or make things better. So your dad was obviously one of those. Are there some others we haven't heard about yet?
Not yet. I'm
Okay.
still there's one guy that's I'm still waiting to hear back from about doing some upgrades on his PC, uh, and which hopefully I'll hear from him soon. But we know how that can work out at times, so
Okay.
no hard feelings.
All right.
Yeah, people's been wanting me to do upgrades on their PCs. So, and I've had a few questions about laptops, and I haven't really met the laptop aspect yet. So that's something I'll be looking into, I guess, at some point
All right.
on the laptop aspect. So,
So it
that's where I'm at.
sounds like you've been having a lot of conversations that haven't actually turned into work yet, but might.
Well, I've had I have, and only a few of them turned into work, which no big deal. It'll eventually get there. So,
Well, there's this sales funnel thing that is talked about in the sales arena is you get this many exposures or put out advertisement, and you'll get this many responses from that. You'll get this many conversations from that. You'll get this many actual
right,
proposals from that, and then you get one or two jobs out of all of this exposure. Well, that's just the way it works.
right,
So I really picked up when you mentioned that you've been having these conversations with people. That's awesome. That's terrific. You want to have more of that. Each one of those conversations you have can become business with that person, and it can become business with somebody else that they tell about you.
right.
And just having the conversations just get your brain more working on the subject and more practice. And if you find
Oh, it keeps you thinking about it.
yeah. And if somebody asks you a question that you don't, afterwards, maybe you're not completely satisfied with your result, well, then you go with your answer, then you go do some research and further your top of mind awareness on that topic. That is something that continues forever. That I still do that. And all you people watching my videos and participating in the live chat, you see that happening with me. You see me learning and picking up new things just about every time that we do something, that we do a live stream. And actually, this is kind of re-energized my learnings by doing the YouTube channel, because the work that I do for my clients is all within a certain kind of realm. And doing these live streams with people, with individuals rather than my company clients has been, a different type of questioning and subject matter. Yeah. So how are you feeling about your motivation and commitment towards trying to get something real in IT or PC support working on the side?
Well, it seems like I'm still pretty motivated about it because I'm still trying to pick stuff up as I go. But seems like for this area though that I'm in, I'm probably gonna here at some point soon is I want to start actually going outside the area because seems like this area I'm in is just not hitting as good, or it just simply hasn't happened yet. Maybe I just need more time in this area. I haven't decided yet, but maybe something I need to start considering is to go with a broader area of that I'm trying to shoot for. So trying to see about getting more work or just get more conversations going and seeing how that goes. So
my observation is you're right on track. There's nothing lacking about the interaction you've got going. To be having the number of conversations that apparently you're having, far more than before you actually turned your focus towards trying to provide services to other people. It is going to take a significant amount of time. Starting any business and bootstrapping any business is going to take longer than if you had a great big bulk amount of money that you just throw out into advertising and have a shop and all that kind of stuff. So extending outside of your local town may very well be something worth doing. I have provided support up to an hour drive away from the town that I'm based. Well, that's not true either. 2 hours. Yeah. So that's a very feasible thing to do. But the reason for my question is just kind of it can be discouraging for it to take a long time. And I want you to know that's normal and that's okay. And you do have things happening. So
Right.
I just want to be sure you're okay on that.
Yeah. I kind of, after I sat and thought about it, like how just looking at how things are rolling, and I was like, well, I've done this much, so why should I stop now? Why not keep going? So seems to be a good way for me to look at it. Well, just keep rolling, and maybe one day it'll pick up, and I'll be on it full time.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, you said that you posted a video on your YouTube channel. Should we give?
But it's not up yet. I've been working on getting
Okay.
it. I've been working on getting it updated or getting it edited. There's some flubs in there, but I'm new to
Okay.
that too. So diamond in the rough, as I
All
been
right.
calling it.
All
So
right.
yeah, I'll have a video up of what I did yesterday here sometime soon. Uh, for those who wants to see it, we'll
Okay.
get there.
Okay. I had a question come to me. I don't remember if it was email or in comments on a video, and at the moment I don't remember who the question came from, but it was somebody that does show up in chat on occasion asking how I get new clients. So some of my response to that may be of use. Well, no, I think it is. So let's just go ahead and give that. First, to start with, my business is kind of in a coasting mode. I'm not really putting out any effort to get new clients. I get a new client once in a while off of a reference from a current client that's referring me to somebody else. But I've kind of allowed my business to kind of taper off and slow down a bit so that I could have a little bit less hectic, less stressful lifestyle. So that word of mouth is really where I'm at now. But the two things that I thought could be of use is if I were to start a new IT business now where I'm at, I'd be looking to some of the same things that I used when I originally started my business, and I'd be looking towards some of the new things that are around these days. Bertlin is pretty well versed on the social media stuff, and I think it's Pinterest and now the
I
other
think I remember him saying something about Instagram.
Instagram. There you go. That's the other one. And it just those two just baffle me. I don't get them. But he's getting local contacts with that, and of course with Facebook, getting local contacts with that, and putting out information in those social media environments and looking for people that are asking questions and just putting out information that would be helpful to people, putting out free information from a perspective of a person who knows a thing or two about computers, or you come across something through either social media or on the web, and you just put that out into whatever social media that you have. Join groups that are relevant to the subject matter. Those are all useful, relevant things in today's world. The things that I did in the beginning of my business is I looked for opportunity to get face-to-face with people, and I gave away value in order to make contact. So I would occasionally rent a hotel room and advertise a free seminar on a topic that would be of interest to people. And I had like 20, 30 people show up, and I actually got a small number of clients out of that. I taught a city college adult school on computer topics. I didn't have any credentials. I don't have a college degree. City college adult school is pretty easy to get into if you show motivation, a willingness, capability to do a class. I would go to Chamber of Commerce events and meet people. I'd get involved in a leads club. A leads club is where people meet together for like breakfast. It might be once a week or once a month, and it's specifically for the purpose of telling other people what you do, what services you offer. I had paid advertisements. I advertised, and we had 2 phone directories locally. I advertised in business papers. So I put out some money towards getting my business started, but I was in a situation where I was full-time immediately. I had a departing of vision with my employer and kind of sort of got fired. Not really clear what it was an agreeable ending of the relationship. So all of a sudden I needed to find a new job or get my business started right away. So I threw some money at it, threw a lot of effort at it. And 3-4 months down the road, I was paying the family's bills. I was fully supporting my family off of that. Now, you got to understand, you got to know though, I was already a few years working for a company in the IT business. But that's just my story of how I got there. But really talking to people and getting face to face, the conversations you've been having just is a perfect path in my mind. And I'm not even sure if you felt that you had some awareness and skills of Instagram and the other one that we just talked about, maybe, and Facebook and so on. But if you're not up to speed on those, I'm not sure that it's worth your time to come up to speed on those, maybe. But those are just thoughts for you to develop. If you were really interested in them, then maybe. But finding more ways to have more conversations with people about computers, even if you're having to engage in a conversation that you can't see any possible way that conversation is going to result in business. You never know. I've had conversations with people that turn into business down the road by virtue of them telling somebody else or whatever twist that it might be that totally surprises me. So let me go over here to chat, and I'll get us caught up on what we've got going on here. I did skip over a few of the chat things in chat that were just visiting back and forth and chit chat, and Gary making a comment. Be careful what you give away to a prospective client. You may be giving info that the client may use to get a different bid than yours. I think that probably comes from a perspective where maybe Gary had an experience on the downside of that. My experience has been on the upside of that, where I give away some free content, and that results in them having a loyalty towards me. And I have a lot of things I do with my clients where I show them how to do something themselves. And some people would advise, no, don't do that, because then they'll do it themselves. And what I find is they don't. Or when they do try to do it themselves, they mess it up. Surprising how little people can retain of what I teach them. But when I teach them to do something, they feel I'm being open with them and they feel more loyal towards me. That's been my experience. Let's see. Lee's got a capture card. Blackwatch, bring it on, Bucko. I don't lift weights just to tip the scales, you know. And that's chit chat between him and Jim. Gunpoint, something about gunpoint. I'll be careful about getting banned for violent stuff. Just kidding. All in fun. Physical things. So I'm going to start skipping through this a little bit and see and try to catch things that are other than chit chat. Tim Sowell's here. Hi, Tim. He's a friend here in my town and a technician in his own right. Salt shaker. So that's chit chat. And let's see, Jim DeGary, I don't do that either. None of that stuff in this house. Too much temptation for the wife to use it on me. Not sure what's going on there. Clients are like your cards. Keep them close to your chest and separate. Yeah, again, I'm not too worried about that. How much is HP? How much is Dell with all the extras? Oh, okay. So that, yeah, there's a thing. I don't tell my clients how much I pay for the computers that I'm reselling to them. Although I think my markups are very reasonable, and I'm not fearful at all if they go to Amazon and look it up and then question me about it. I'm very easily defend that. Joseph Winterhalter showed up in chat. I don't remember saying that name before. So hello, Joseph, if you're new here. Glad to see you. So coming back to Jason. So you had a little bit of break there while I was reading through that stuff. Did anything else pop up in your mind that you want to talk about or ask about or anything?
So, well, I do have one question that someone might be able to answer for me. Is something I've noticed is when you have a dedicated graphic card, like say you have a GTX 1060 Ti put in, and there's that software, that GeForce Experience software. That's something that I've got on mine in my wife's computer. It keeps the drivers up to date for the GeForce stuff it uses. So exactly what does those drivers do? Like,
okay,
that's been my, like, I know they help and all that stuff, you know, but as far as like the details of what these drivers do, you know, what exactly do they do?
Okay. Well, on the very basic level, the drivers tell Windows how to talk to and operate with the video card. If you didn't have the drivers at all, you're probably going to get a very basic, lower resolution experience on the monitor. So you could actually just disable or uninstall the driver and see what you get. You're going to get fewer options of resolution settings. Probably, I'm guessing things like maybe you're not going to get as good a frame rate with games. It's not going to operate as well, but I think maybe more significantly, how important is it to keep that software running in the background, always looking for updates? I kind of don't like to do that. Unless the computer is really overpowered, I like to lighten the load. And when I feel a need for a driver update, then I'll get it. You can typically look at the details about any driver update and find the information about what that driver update does, what it accomplishes. Oftentimes it may be just adding compatibility with some other hardware products that you don't have. So that update doesn't matter with you. You might see that it has, it fixes some blue screens of death that people have been having, some computer lockups or other video problems that some people have been having, but you haven't been having it. So how important is it for you to install that update? Not really so much. If you were to if you were to uninstall that software that's always watching for updates, and then you experience some kind of a problem that you thought might be related to the video card, or if you just had some other problem that didn't even seem like it's related to the video card, then that's a time when you want to go through and bring everything up to date, all of your device drivers, because there may be some kind of a compatibility issue that's not even apparent. So let's go look at what chat has to say in response to that question. Let's see, where did I leave off? Somewhere around here. Yeah, and then Joseph's saying he's been here once or twice, and he's been here live. So again, welcome, glad to have you here. I'm curious about the slow machine from last week. Did that get resolved? So the slow machine from last week, I think he's referring to the internet speed that was inconsistent. Our client was complaining of slow Comcast speed, not being able to get the speed that he's wanting. And I don't know if that's resolved. I need to touch base with him. I want to bring him back on for another live stream if he'll do that and let us know what he's tried, and let us take further with all the comments that have come in on his video. And then Darren says, try Intel driver and support assistant installer. And Blackwatch saying, Jason, the experience is needed, in my opinion, just the control panel and not from the MS store. Okay. Does that make sense to you, Jason?
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah. I've actually been kind of doing something you've been doing, only pulling it up. I've been what I do is about every couple of weeks to once a month, I'll pull up that software, just have it checked for updates, and I have noticed different improvements by doing that. But I just like to have I just want to hear other opinions on that. See, maybe I've missed something. So
okay.
Yeah.
So then let's see. I'm getting Jim saying no. He's referring to the machine with the slow boot up. There was a machine with the slow shut down.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It's an email that you got. I think it was a week or two ago or so. But you had asked me in the chat about possibilities of what's going on with it.
Yes,
So,
yes, okay, I do remember that, and I did get a feedback on that. Let me go try to find that. I did get a response from him. Let's see, how would yeah, we were recommending the info to check on the storage info to see if it was going bad. Oh, am I going to be able to find that? Who was that? Shutdown. How about if I search shutdown? Computer users. New comment, filter. Yeah. Ouch.
now I'm kind of curious to see what came of that myself.
Yeah, yeah. I think. Oh, was that Ken Vucedak? He was with us yesterday live, and he's going to AirVenture. Because I think I had invited him to come on for a live stream for us to work with that more, and he does want to do that, but he has to wait till after AirVenture because he's just too busy. Windows over window. What is that? No, that's the wrong Ken. Let's go here and look at this. I think that was who it was. Yeah, he's also asking about the magnifying headset. Right? You remember that?
I don't recall that one.
All right. Yeah, Crystal Disk Info.
Oh,
Okay,
yes,
yes. Yes,
yes.
I do have an email from him. So let's go show that. So make sure I've got no private information here. And then zoom in on that a little bit. And I'm bringing this up on computer number 3. Yeah, here we go. So this button should bring it up. And all right, so my scene doesn't have the Zoom session on here, so now you're just getting me. Deal with it. Okay, so he says, Doug, that was a great video. I have done some of the suggestions. I ran Crystal Disk Info, good results. Health check, good. Speed test, good. 561 megabytes per second read, 499 megabytes per second write. I replaced a hard disk drive a year ago with a 2.5-inch Samsung SSD 500 Evo 860. It has 390 gigabytes free. So that was a big question that was going on in chat, was whether it was a hard disk drive or a SSD. I stop all applications before restart or shutdown, but still takes 10 minutes. This started about a month ago. I did a scratch reload, which means I installed Windows 10 from Microsoft. I did not restore from a backup. I also deleted all partitions before the install started. The system has 8 gigabytes memory. After the shutdown or restart, the system runs great. It is not slow, just long shutdown issue. I have another SSD that I will put in place of the running Samsung SSD and install Windows 10 from Microsoft. I will not touch the data on the installed Samsung SSD, just remove it. I do a shutdown or restart from the Windows menu. He's pretty much responding to everything we talked about. A little history about myself. I'm 76 years old. I've worked for IBM for 50 years, 67 to 2017, as an AS400 field service tech. The operating system on AS400 is RPG2. And that was something I was trying to recollect during that. But actually, what I was thinking of was another one that's probably more minor, and I thought that I was almost going to say it right now. Before Linux, not Xenix. It's like 4 or 5 letters long. Somebody's got to know it in chat what I'm thinking of, and I don't even know if it's right for my mainframe, but this is probably more accurate. I don't know. In 1967, I started on punch card computers. Most people do not know what a punch card is, but it's what I cut my teeth on. I hope to join you in more live chats. So I know what punch cards are because I used punch cards in a sorting machine. Took a stack of punch cards and put them in this great big machine, and the cards would run into this machine, and there was a different slot for each card that would get sorted out of there based upon what hole was punched. And what I was doing with that was searching property records at a title company. It's how we search to find documents. So I knew that part of punch cards. Coming back to chat here, seeing some responses to all of that. Gary says, an idea that I have is a company in your area that is kind of small with a parent company far away. They may have the need for IT tech at different times. That's an interesting idea, where you might have a satellite office for a large firm in your town where they have an IT department but not locally. And they might be interested in using a local person that can go in and do work at their guidance. And I have done that. I had a company that I did that for. They called me in to do local work for their corporate IT at their direction, and then the corporate IT abandoned that office and let me take it all. Let's see, unneeded. Repairing a speed. Oh, Tim's repairing a speedy flash for a Canon today. That's a flash for a camera, Canon camera, I'm pretty sure. Shavi Manor, in the days of Windows 7, I used Lobbit Driver Booster for updating drivers. Blackwatch is asking Tim to explain. BIOS flash, no, he's referring to a camera. Today's IBM is Z14 and same operating system from Blackwatch. Gary says RPG 400. Unix. Unix was the word I was trying to come up with because one of the IT companies I worked for, one of the people there came from a Unix background and was actually using Unix in medical offices. Let's see, this would have been back in 1990-ish, where our company was selling medical office software, and they were doing it on Unix machines. 029 cards, 029 punch card machines. And Jim's saying that was before his time. Gary, I inherited at my last job AS400s all over the country as servers. Ada, yes, been there, done that with IBM System 3 and punch cards. Gary says, I've done that for putting in new laptops. And let's see, I've done that for putting in new laptops. He's referring to something that I said recently. I don't remember. Coding sheets send to key punch, then to operations. Unix gives machine vapor lock. That's from Blackwatch Humor. Okay. So not much else. Not much came up out of there for further guidance for Ken. He said it started happening about a month ago, and I was wondering if a Windows update made a configuration change to the fast shutdown, but 10 minutes is just too excessive. Now, something I didn't say in there, and I don't think I asked yet, and so Ken, whenever you watch this video, I don't think you're in with us now, is did you actually time that to 10 minutes, or is that your impression? And if it was your impression, could you actually time it? And then another thing is try turning off fast boot, because fast boot causes Windows to save the current state of the operating system to the drive. Now, that shouldn't take 10 minutes, but even if it is taking 10 minutes, turning that off, if the symptom goes away, then that tells us that there's something about saving the state of the operating system to the drive that is not working right, because it shouldn't take that long. So let me come over here to this to computer 2 and show how that's done. Let's see, I think Windows key power space ampersand is my way to get into that. And then over here, additional power settings on the right hand side. And then change what power buttons do, which is a strange place for this to be. But here it is, turn on fast startup. It's under change what power buttons do. I don't understand quite the logic of that, but I guess it has to do with if you press the power button to shut a computer down, then that would be on power buttons. What happened here? Did I lose your video? Yeah, I lost your video. There you are, back. Okay. So right in here where it says turn on fast startup, there's a check mark there by default. So that means when you do a shutdown, Windows is going to store the part of the operating system state to your hard drive or SSD. We want to remove that check mark, which will always produce a faster shutdown. But usually it's a difference between 20 seconds to 5 seconds. Yeah, I wouldn't expect it to ever take 10 minutes. But if you turn this fast start off for Ken, and you find the computer shuts down quickly, then we're looking at what is it about saving the operating system state to your SSD that's causing a problem. Now this checkbox is grayed out right now. You can't remove that check mark. You gotta come up here to this button that says change settings that are currently unavailable. Now you can take off this check mark and then save changes. So this computer is going to shut down faster. That also means, conversely, when the computer starts up, it'll take longer. However, this setting was created in the days of hard disk drives. With an SSD drive, I think you'll find the startup doesn't make much difference, that you can have that check mark removed and the startup is still pretty quick. So Jason, I know you're having a conversation with someone there, so I'm catching up on chat a little bit. Done that Unix vapor lock, small companies to larger companies. Fast boot equals slow shutdown in my opinion. Yes, absolutely. That is absolutely true. If you have that fast boot option, it will cause longer to shut down, but not 10, shouldn't be 10 minutes. OBS drop frames. Now I'm not using OBS, but I think he's telling me that we're getting dropped frames. So I'm coming back here to look at stream health. Since 10:03 it says stream health is excellent. So that doesn't show anything in YouTube. On my streaming machine I'm showing 48% CPU, frames per second 30/30, meaning we're set at 30 and we're getting 30. If there, I think that's, oh, there's a 29. I dropped down to 29, there's 30, 29, it's kind of going back and forth, 29 and 30. I don't think that's the same thing as dropped frames. And then a little bit more here. Gary's asking, did he use Edge and have a lot of tabs open? If you close Edge, it loads all of Edge back into memory except the screen to make Edge load faster. Did he? Now, I think he told us that, he said he stopped all applications. So he shut down all active programs. Did you use Edge and have a lot of tabs open? If you close Edge, it loads all of Edge back into memory except the screen to make Edge load faster. I think he's implying here that if you have a lot of tabs open on Edge and you close Edge, maybe that causes the shutdown to take longer because there's more content that Edge is retaining in memory in order to improve the restart of Edge. I'm not sure that would be the case because theoretically what fast startup does is it saves only the system portion of the current environment and it does not save the user profile portion of the environment. That's my understanding of how that works. But that's an interesting thing. So if he starts the computer up and then right away shuts it down without opening any programs, that should be a good test point. I'm looking back at the email to see if he told us that he did a clean startup and then shut down without even launching any programs. Do a shutdown? Yeah, that's not really identified there. You said, don't know what that one's about. In Michigan, you can teach adult ed without college. My daughter did that at 16. Yep, we can do that here too. Yes, that's what I meant. Nothing to do with fast boot. It has to do only with Edge. So that'll be a good thing for Ken to test, is just start the computer up and right away do a shutdown and see if that makes a difference. Jim says, I never understood why people still use IE Edge. My first choice is always Firefox. Second choice is Chrome. All right, coming back to Jason. All right, you were occupied on the side there for a little bit there. I don't know if you kept up with what we were saying or not. Any further comments from your side?
Yeah, mostly.
Okay.
I won't have to just ponder on that, see what I can come up with.
All
I
right.
can't come up with anything else on why that would shut down so much. Why would it take so long to shut down?
Yeah.
So,
One thing that
uh,
comes to mind, and I know this is a subject that Carrie Holzman has been on about too, is indexing. I leave indexing active because I like it. I do get benefit from it. I see my clients have benefit from it, but it sometimes gets messed up. And I think Carrie's with one of the features in Uncle Carrie's optimization tool is an option to disable indexing. And if it's disabled, it's never going to mess up. It's never going to foul things up. So the way to go about that is to go check on the size of the indexing file and how much indexing is happening in the background, and that can be found on Task Manager Performance. So that might be a possibility. But anyway, I think we're ready to wrap up then. Do you have any final thoughts?
no, I
Okay.
think I'm pretty well good now.
All right. Well, let's just say our goodbyes then. And let's see. I see a little bit more here. I want to catch up on chat. Somebody just came in. I think this is a new thing. So we'll just do this and then come back and say our final goodbye. And we're about at time now anyway. I just saw Joseph Winterhalter show up here. Let's see. Am an unemployed computer tech, have older A plus cert, build my own machine. To have your own business, you have to have good working backups, hardware, lots of hardware sitting around, and knowledge to repair things rather efficiently and cheaply for the client. And then another vote for Firefox. And IE is not working here per Microsoft. They want their customers to use Edge. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, IE is not supported anymore. I do have a client using it because they have to for a government site, but they only use it for that government, the housing, the apartment buildings that I report about a lot. They still requiring Internet Explorer. Okay, so that's it. Jason, thank you so much for keeping on. I enjoy having these weekly times with you to see how it's doing, and wishing you a good
Well,
week.
yeah, we're moving forward. So maybe slowly, but we're moving forward. So that's that's what we need.
Very good. One foot in front of the other. That's going to get you
All
there.
right.
All right. So I'm going to bounce over here and end the Zoom session and then do my shutdown spiel, and I'll see you next week then.
Okay. Okay.
Adios. Okay, and then here we get back to here. That's my email address if you want to reach out to me with a question that we can handle in on a live stream, or ideally, I'd like for you to come on to a Zoom session with me. Let me connect remotely to your computer so I can actually show the symptom, like Ken Misudek is intending to do later in August for us, so that we can see the symptom if he doesn't have it solved by then. And I hope that's been useful. Have a great week. Thank you, everybody in chat. See you later. Goodbye.